I've felt a little like I've been publicly bullied, especially when I come across false information or details that seem all negative, no matter how you look at them. Pippa Middleton, the younger sister of the future Queen of England, has been in the spotlight for many years, but now the attention is bigger than ever. She just made a quiet announcement that's shaking things up. Her marriage might be near its end. No, this isn't just a typical lover's spat. After years of keeping up the perfect image, signs of trouble are finally emerging. She has hinted that she and her husband may be splitting for good. So, what caused their once perfect relationship to break down? What's really happening behind closed doors? Get ready, because the truth is messier than it looks. It's trouble in paradise. The lesson from royal-influenced relationships is clear. Not everything that looks golden is real. Right now, the sparkle is fading fast for Pippa Middleton. She was once the shining younger sister of the future queen, with beauty, charm, status, wealth, and a man who seemed ideal on paper. But behind the smiles and glossy magazine covers, something darker was brewing. Now, those rumors have turned into real headlines. Pippa and James Matthews are said to be headed for divorce, and it's not the quiet, private kind. This breakup is messy, emotional, and full of pain. People close to her say she's devastated. After nearly 10 years building a life with someone she once thought would be her forever, Pippa is struggling to find her footing. She's asking herself what comes next. When a long-term relationship collapses, how does one start over? But she's not the only one feeling shattered. Those close to James say he's hurting just as much. Still, ending the marriage seems unlikely, especially considering what Pippa might have done. So, what exactly happened? Keep reading to find out. To understand what led to all this, we must go back to see how it all started and why the cracks, once so small, finally couldn't be ignored. The world first met Pippa in 2011 when she stole the show as the maid of honor at her sister Kate's royal wedding. Almost at once, she became a headline grabber, called her royal beauty by tabloids, and was followed by paparazzi everywhere. She found herself in the same spotlight Kate had already known. Yet love came a little later. In 2012, she was seen dining with James Matthews, a wealthy hedge fund manager with royal connections. At that time, their relationship seemed friendly, not romantic. Pippa was then dating banker Nico Jackson, and James was just another person in her circle. Still, he caught the public's eye. James was viewed as calm and steady. By 2014, their relationship had grown stronger. They joined Pippa's brother for the Race Across America, a tough 3,000-mile charity bike ride that tests even the closest families. That same year, James was seen vacationing with the Middletons in St. Bart's. Although she was still publicly with Jackson, signs of change appeared. James was becoming more than a friend. In 2015, they competed together in the Otilo swim run in Sweden. They raised funds for the Michael Matthews Foundation, started after James's brother tragically died climbing Mount Everest. Their bond grew, showing shared love for adventure, family, and helping others. By winter, it was clear James was more than just a guest at family events. He joined them for the holidays and attended charity functions. When photos of a cozy night out in early 2016 appeared, the truth was confirmed. They were now a couple. That July, James proposed during a trip to the Lake District. He gave Pippa a stunning diamond ring worth over $200,000. they looked happy and excited. Soon after, Kensington Palace released a message of congratulations, and Pippa's father called them a perfect match. Everything seemed set for a smooth road ahead. Still, Pippa admitted the fairy tale had challenges. In a rare 2016 interview, she spoke about how hard it was to live in the spotlight. She said it was exhausting and emotionally draining, especially for James, who was still adjusting to fame. Yet in May 2017, they tied the knot in a beautiful countryside ceremony at St. Mark's Church in Anglefield. The wedding was small, classy, and full of royals. Prince George and Princess Charlotte played special roles. George was a page boy, and Charlotte acted as a bridesmaid. Kate kept the day focused on her sister, despite all the media noise. Pippa chose a custom Giles Deacon gown, and James looked proud and happy beside her. From the outside, everything seemed perfect. In 2018, they welcomed their first child, Arthur Michael William, a name that honored both families. Then came Grace in 2021 and Rose in 2022. 3 beautiful children and 3 chapters in what looked like a love story that would last forever. But behind closed doors, things looked very different. People close to the couple noticed a change. James, busy with his hedge fund and his late brother's foundation, started to pull away. His visits became less frequent, and Pippa, once lively in public, began to disappear from view altogether. Rumors suggest their dream of a simple life slipped away amid constant media attention, raising 3 kids and diverging goals. They drifted in opposite directions. An insider said Pippa wanted a peaceful life filled with friends. But over time, it began to feel more like a shiny cage. As years went by, their emotional bond grew weaker. Public appearances together became rare, and their smiles seemed forced. They never openly showed any problems, but those watching noticed the signs. A woman fading from the spotlight and a man seemingly married to his work. Now, whispers claim divorce is nearly certain. People close to them say it's almost unavoidable. Neither Pippa nor James has spoken out yet. She's no longer the favorite of society or a royal in-law everyone loved. Pippa is facing a tough time behind closed doors, seeking privacy. It isn't just a marriage ending. It's the close of a story many thought would have a happy ending. Pippa once said James made her feel safe and loved. But somewhere along the way, that feeling disappeared. The man she saw as her anchor is no longer part of her life. What comes next? Will she quietly focus on her children, keeping her life private? Or will she rise stronger, speak more openly, and find her own path? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear. The fairy tale didn't end overnight. It broke apart slowly, painfully, and in silence. Now, as Pippa begins a new chapter, she does so not as someone's sister, wife, or headline, but as a woman who is learning to rebuild her life. Throughout this process, one thing has stayed the same: Pippa's strong bond with her sister. That connection has been a constant, a source of comfort during tough times. After one of the hardest and most emotional periods in her life, her divorce, Pippa's sister remained a quiet, steady presence. This time, it's Kate, the Princess of Wales, who stepped up as Pippa's support system during her heartbreak. While outsiders often see them as royals, socialites, or headlines, at their core, they are 2 sisters with a deep connection. They are fiercely loyal and attentive to each other's needs. Their relationship is not built on appearances or convenience. It's rooted in shared childhood memories, teenage adventures, life changes, and now motherhood and personal struggles. Whether Kate is fighting illness or Pippa is picking up the pieces after a big decision, they are always just a short call or walk away. In 2024, the world watched with concern when Kate, then 42, announced she had cancer. While many speculated and watched the reports, Pippa stayed calm and quiet in her support. Living close to Adelaide Cottage, she was more than just a sister checking in. She became a true family lifeline. A source said Pippa was also Kate's best friend, someone she trusted to confide in. The source added that their loyalty to each other runs deep, both in public and behind closed doors. Many first saw Pippa in 2011 when she walked into Westminster Abbey. She wore a figure-hugging Alexander McQueen bridesmaid dress and held her sister's long train. That moment sparked a media frenzy and rumors of a link to Prince Harry. But behind all the hype was a woman focused solely on supporting her sister on her biggest day. That support didn't stop after the wedding. As Kate prepared for her role as future queen, Pippa was her calm in the storm. She helped with the many demands of global appearances and was someone Kate could talk to without judgment. Behind the scenes, their sisterhood only became stronger. They talked late into the night, shared family weekend plans, and supported each other through motherhood and big life changes. No public story or tabloid could break that bond. While Kate's life was often in the spotlight, Pippa chose a quieter path. After marrying James Matthews, a hedge fund manager, she moved to the countryside in Berkshire. Together they raised their 3 children, Arthur, Grace, and Rose, in a peaceful estate worth $15 million, surrounded by trees and fresh air. But Pippa didn't vanish from view. In 2020, she and James bought a 77-acre property and started the Buckleberry Gift and Farm Shop. It's a charming place for the community, with a petting zoo, cafe, and cabins that sleep up to 30. Known as Pippa's Playground, the farm hosts birthday parties with tractor rides and handmade cakes, mixing her love for planning with her family life. Though she flirted with fame, publishing a party guide and writing for Vanity Fair and The Telegraph, she slowly stepped back from the spotlight. The fame that followed her didn't seem to excite her. Instead, it made her focus more on home and her children. After the 2011 royal wedding, everyone wanted a piece of Pippa. Penguin paid her $400,000 for a party planning book called Celebrate. Expectations were high. Fans wanted secrets from behind the scenes, royal gossip and glitz. But what she delivered was a simple, safe guide with plain writing and old ideas. Sales were poor, but Pippa accepted that openly. In her introduction, she said it was strange to find world fame so young, just because of her sister, brother-in-law, and famous backside. She tried a few other projects, too. She wrote columns for Waitrose Kitchen and the Sunday Telegraph, and was briefly a contributing editor at Vanity Fair. There were rumors of a big NBC deal after an interview with Matt Lauer, but nothing came of it. By 2015, her work in media faded away. But her true legacy isn't in magazine covers or flashing cameras. It's in her steady presence, her quiet way of being there when her family needs her most. Kate and Pippa have always been close. Less than 2 years apart, they grew up almost inseparable. At Marlborough College, they shared a love for sports like tennis, hockey, and running. Their mother, Pippa Middleton, once said both girls worked hard and helped build the family's party business, Party Pieces. In a 2018 interview, Carol said the girls did a lot of modeling for party supplies. She mentioned that Catherine appeared on a catalog cover blowing out candles, while Pippa ran the blog. As they grew older, their bond stayed close. Both studied in Scotland, Kate at St. Andrews, where she met William, and Pippa at Edinburgh. When they were in their 20s, they even shared a flat in Chelsea, juggling retail and PR jobs in the busy London scene. They went out to clubs like Mahiki, enjoyed brunch at Bluebird, and often spotted paparazzi, feeling mixed irritation and indifference. When Kate became engaged to Prince William, Pippa decided not to compete with the royal spotlight. She stepped back, prioritizing her family. A friend told the Daily Mail that Kate was the center of attention for the time being. They also said Pippa was Kate's closest friend and biggest supporter. During tense moments in the royal family, like rumors of tension between Kate and Meghan Markle, Pippa stayed steady. At Wimbledon in 2019, she sat next to Meghan, laughing and chatting without a care. In 2022, she attended Kate's Christmas Carol concert wearing a matching burgundy outfit, a small gesture that spoke volumes. Pippa has always denied rivalry with her sister. In a 2014 interview with Today, she said they still do many things as a family. She explained that having a close-knit family is what keeps them grounded. She said their bond is built on girl talk, respect, and simply being sisters first. Now, as she faces a divorce, she draws strength from the same support she gave Kate during her cancer fight. Their story feels quietly symmetrical. Two sisters, both facing storms, leaning in, giving each other love no one questions. Kate may be set to be queen someday, but to her sister, she remains just Catherine. Pippa, far from the London spotlight and royal headlines, stays a steady presence in Kate's life, strong, calm, and close. Before any fame or headlines, Pippa Middleton was just Philippa, a girl from a simple family. She was born on September 6, 1983, at the Royal Berkshire Hospital in Reading, England. Philippa is the second of three children. Her father, Michael Middleton, was born in 1949. He used to work as a flight dispatcher for British Airways. Her mother, Carol Middleton, was born in 1955 and once worked as a flight attendant. Her family has a rich background. Her father's family is wealthy, from Yorkshire, and connected to the aristocracy. Her mother's ancestors were mostly workers and coal miners from County Durham. Philippa was baptized at St. Andrews Bradfield is in Berkshire, where the family lived in the village of Bradfield South End. Philippa has two siblings, an older sister, Catherine, now the Princess of Wales, and a younger brother named James. The Middleton family's early years included a big move in May 1984 when they moved to Amman, Jordan, because Michael Middleton worked for British Airways. This stay was short, and by September 1986, they returned to Berkshire. A year later, in 1987, Carol Middleton started Party Pieces, a mail-order company selling party supplies. This business became a key part of the family's work and Philippa's life. In 1995, the family moved again, this time to Bucklebury Manor in the village of Bucklebury. Philippa's education was centered on top schools. She first attended St. Andrew's School, a private boarding school in Pangbourne, then went to Downhouse School, a respected girls' day and boarding school in Cold Ash. Later, she boarded at Marlborough College, where she earned a sports and all-rounder scholarship. This showed her many talents and interests. After school, Philippa studied at the University of Edinburgh. She earned a bachelor's degree in English literature. While there, she shared a house with notable peers, including Lord Edward Innes Kerr, son of the Duke of Roxburgh, and Earl Percy, the heir to the Duke of Northumberland. In 2022, she completed a postgraduate master's degree in physical education, sport, and physical literacy at the University of Wales, Trinity St. David. After college, Philippa started her career in 2008. She first worked at a public relations firm that focused on promoting luxury products. Later, she moved into event management with Table Talk, a London company that organized corporate events and private parties. That same year, Tatler magazine named her the top society singleton. She was ranked above celebrities like James Blunt and Princess Eugenie of York. The magazine's description was not simply about her party-going habits. It noted she often attends events, but mainly as a caterer, showing her practical role in social circles. Over the years, Philippa has often been called a socialite. Media frequently covered her alongside her older sister Catherine, focusing on their social lives and fashion. In April 2012, Time magazine listed her as one of the 100 most influential people. This was a sign of her growing fame and influence. Despite enjoying the glamorous lifestyle, Philippa stayed humble. She worked part-time at her parents' company, Party Pieces, editing the online magazine Party Times. Penguin Books took a chance on her with a £400,000 advance to write a book about party planning titled Celebrate. It was released in fall 2012, but drew mixed reviews. Many critics said it was too obvious and did not sell as well as expected. By March 2013, Philippa ended her relationship with her literary agent. She seemed to step back from her early plans to write more books. Yet, she kept writing in other areas. Since December 2012, she has written articles for The Spectator magazine. She also started a food column in Waitrose's Kitchen magazine in spring 2013. In June 2013, she became a contributing editor for Vanity Fair. She wrote several columns that raised her profile as a writer. From September 2013, she also wrote a bi-weekly sports and social column for the Sunday Telegraph. She stopped this work in May 2014. In business, Philippa became the sole director and owner of PXM Enterprises Limited in May 2013. The company was based at 19 Portland Place in London. It closed in mid-2017. Outside work, Philippa has given much time to charity. In April 2013, she became an ambassador for the Mary Hare School, which helps deaf children in Berkshire. In June 2014, she also started working with the British Heart Foundation. Her support included taking part in several big fundraising events. One was the Race Across America, a 3,000-mile cycling race across the U.S. She also competed in a 6.5-kilometer swim across the Bosphorus Strait in Istanbul. To raise more funds, her bike was auctioned on eBay. She attended the BHF's Red Ball event in February 2015 and auctioned a dress from L.K. Bennett. In June 2015, she worked with designer Tabitha Webb. They created a floral pink dress and a lightweight scarf. All the money from sales went to the British Heart Foundation. That same month, Philippa joined the London to Brighton bike ride, a charity event supporting the British Heart Foundation. Her love for sports and giving back showed again in September 2015. She swam 47 miles in a tough swim-run race in Sweden, along with her brother James and her fiancé James Matthews. The race helped raise funds for the Michael Matthews Foundation, created in memory of James's brother, who died while climbing Mount Everest. In September 2016, Philippa published her second book, Heartfelt, with all profits going to the British Heart Foundation. The book showed her passion for writing and her dedication to charity work. What do you think about the bond between Pippa and her sister Kate? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And check out the video on your screen. You'll enjoy it.